Looking for something a little different? Hi guys, welcome back. What you're looking at is what we're making today. This is French onion lasagna roll-ups. It's a great take on lasagna. Let's get everything out and let's make it right now. Alright, so we need some chicken to start with. That's rotisserie chicken. If you got leftovers at home, use them. And our other main ingredient is lasagna. That's a box of lasagna noodles, some olive oil. How about some Parmesan cheese? That's about two and a quarter cups. Some onions, 2 large onions sliced really thin. Next up is 2 cups of Gruyere or anything else. I've used a substitute. Some ricotta cheese. We also need some pepper flakes, salt and pepper, a little bit of butter, and about 3 cloves of garlic-ish, depending on what you like. Because of lasagna, let's get a pot onto the stove, a little bit of salt, get her all boiled up, and we're going to put our lasagna noodles in. I'm going to make 12. I think this should work out, and I even got a couple left in the box. I don't need to use them, but I'll find something else to make with them. So we're going to carefully boil these down. They don't need to be fully cooked, but they need to be at least bendable like that. If you want to fully cook them, go ahead. It's not going to hurt anything, I don't think. Into our strainer they go once they're done. It takes about 12 to 15 minutes. I'm going to run some cold water on them. Mostly because I don't like my fingers getting burned, and they are hot. If you don't want them to stick, put them back in the pot with some cold water, and that'll keep them nice and loose and they won't get too sticky. Now that's a tablespoon of butter, a little bit of oil, into our frying pan, medium heat. And we're going to put our onions in. Oh yeah. I'm going to tell you, it looks like a lot of onions. I really wish at the end of the day I would have made double that. So depending on your love of onions, there you go. Onto our chicken. We tore apart about 3 cups-ish of the chicken. There it is right there. And the rest I'll save for another dish, of course. Back to our onions. They're starting to look pretty good. I guess you can cook them as far down as you want. I just wanted to get a little bit of char on them, just for that extra taste. So now we're going to make our sauce. 3/4 stick of butter, ish. 3 teaspoons of minced garlic, some salt, some pepper, and about a half teaspoon of crushed red peppers. And we're going to mix this all around until it gets nice and melty. And in goes our cream. 2 3/4 cup of cream goes into this mix. And you'll see at the end we used all of this. Oh yeah. We're going to mix that all around. Mix, 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 mix a little more. Now this has to come up to a boil while we're stirring. So there it is. I don't want it to overflow. But now you got to keep going off and on until it thickens a little bit. So stir, 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 stir. Let it boil, pull it off the element if it's going to overflow. Stir some more. Once it gets a little thick, we'll put it off to the side here. Now it looks a little thicker. In goes our 1.25 cups of Parmesan. Oh yeah. And that goes off to the side. All right, let's fix up our chicken. So all the chicken goes into a bigger bowl because it's not going to work. And to that we are going to put 2 2/3 cup of Gruyere. Oh yeah. And the rest of the Parmesan. Now we're going to mix her all together. There's a lot of mixing in this and a lot of cheese. So we get that all mixed together with the chicken. Now in goes our ricotta. 2 cups of ricotta, and it sounds like a lot. It is, but you know what? This barely covered the 12 noodles I'm making. And we're going to give her another good mix and combine all that cheese and chicken. So we'll put that aside. That looks really good. Now let's assemble, because I think we've got everything done. Here's our pan. Give it a spray, just in case it sticks. Not that I really care. I've got a beat up old baking sheet for just such an occasion. And here's our first noodle. Don't stress if they're a little cracked or something like this one. You can always work around it. Put the crappy side in the middle so no one really knows. And now we're going to put 1/12 of our mixture into the roll. So I'm kind of guessing on how much we actually need. I would imagine that's more than enough to cover. But if you want more, go ahead. Now I'm just spreading it out. When you get to the end, you want to leave at least an inch, inch and a half. Because this will all moosh as you roll it. And you just carefully roll it. Carefully roll it. It's not hard to do. But you do have to be careful about it. If not, everything will just come out the end. And you don't want that. So after we've done rolling, look, it doesn't look too bad for a first timer. I'll push in that little piece of chicken. And that's going to go into our pan. So here's the second one. And guess what I forgot? The damn onions. That's the whole point. And this is where I said, look at, I would like double that amount of onions. But if I do that, I'm not going to have enough to finish the noodles I'm working on. So we roll her up. Same as the first. See how it's starting to move towards the end? Look at that. Oh yeah, that goes in the pan. And this is our last one. I got nothing left. No chicken, no onions, no nothing. That goes in the pan. And let's get that out of the way and I'll show you what we got. There you go. 12 French onion roll-ups. Baking sheet under the tin just in case. Here's our last step. We take that nice sauce that we made and we pour it on all them noodles. Oh yeah. I didn't know if there was going to be enough to cover the whole thing, but there most certainly was. Now if you saved a little bit of cheese, you could top it with a bit of cheese, but you don't have to. I didn't. This is going to go in the oven, 350 for 30 to 35 minutes. And when it comes out, the top two look a little browner. But other than that, it looks good. All we need to do is to get a plate out. Let's take a piece of this out of our tray and see how it looks. I'm liking this. I'm really liking this. There. Beautiful. Wait, I forgot a fork. And there you go. We just made French onion lasagna roll-ups. And they didn't last long either. Hey, another great recipe. I hope you'll give it a try. Leave me a comment below, one way or the other. Listen, if you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button and hit the bell because that'll tell you the next time I upload a video. Feel free to share this and any of my other videos. And thanks for stopping by and watching. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.